The Scoop. Hey, what's up? This is your girl Ashley Marie, and you're tuned into The Scoop, your one stop for all things love, lifestyle, and relationships on MorrisMediaLive.com.
I said, welcome to the school. You know it's time to tune in. You gotta tell all your friends, girl, welcome to the school. You know it's time to tune in. You better tell all your friends, homie, welcome to the school. The time is now, tune in. You better buzz in your friends, y'all, welcome to the school. Gather round, tune in. Now let the show begin. Hey, look, it's time to tune in. If you not, then you faking it. The best topics, love, lifestyle, and relationships. The dopest host in the world, Ashley Marie, holding it down from 7:30 to the 9:00 p.m. You better tell a friend every Wednesday night, cause you know she going in. They breaking the hottest artist in the game right now. No competition, so she in her own lane right now. You need the latest and the greatest, somebody that's gonna debate it. Well, we got it on lock, I know they hate it. See, you can learn a lot if you choose to pay attention. We talk world news, sports, don't let me fail to mention how to get your money right, so you can live a lovely life. Call in and get you some advice. It's not a game no more, we taking over the airwaves. MorrisMediaLive.com to catch the replays. You know it's time to tune in. You gotta tell all your friends, girl, welcome to the school. You know it's time to tune in. You better tell all your friends, homie, welcome to the school. The time is now, tune in. You better buzz in your friends, y'all, welcome to the school. Gather round, tune in. Now let the show begin.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to The Scoop. Happy Wednesday. Happy, I would say, are we like 11 days away from Christmas? We are your one stop for all things love, lifestyle, and relationships. And tonight we have a very special guest here in studio that I'm so excited to have on. His name is Mr. Yuri Williams. And he is also known as the Future Superhero on Instagram and all his social media. This man does some wonderful work in the community. He's a human rights activist, and he battles homelessness amongst adults and children. Childhood cancer, mental illnesses, and so much more. So we're gonna weigh in with him, and he's going to give us some information about his program and what he has going on. So we're so excited to have you here on The Scoop. Welcome.
Thank you.
And of course, to my right, my lovely co-host, Mr. Neesin Williams and Jeremiah White.
Ooh, what's up?
Woo.
What's up?
Ooh, what's up? What have you guys been up to?
Nothing. Taking care of almost a 2-year-old. So and doing stand-up.
You're a father. You're a father, and doing. I saw you post something about one of your stand-up shows.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I just did a show yesterday in Costa Mesa. Yeah, and I have another show on Friday in Gardena, which will be fun.
Okay.
And, it's a pajama party too at the same time, so that's going to be different and fun.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Are you wearing pajamas on stage?
I only have one set of pajamas, which is. Which actually kind of goes back to you is a Ninja Turtle onesie. Mm-hmm. So I may wear that. That'll be awesome, I think.
Okay.
Sounds incredible.
That really does, though. What kind of
in Gardena? Yeah.
What kind of Neeson's like? What's the address?
Right. Let me pull up this.
What kind of costume, or not costume, but what kind of pajama set are you looking forward to seeing?
Well, always in lingerie. As a man, you know what I mean? Like, that's clear. I just thought that would be, it'll be fun.
I hear a lot of men don't like lingerie, or some men don't like lingerie. It's a personality type, right?
I don't know. I think it costs too much. I think, ladies, you guys pay way too much for your lingerie, to be honest with you. Like, when men buy drawers, we buy like a pack of 800 for $20, and we be like, yeah, this is good. This is good. Y'all.
Lingerie it can be. Yeah. It depends. It depends on the level. There's levels. There's Victoria's Secret. There's La Perla. I didn't know
Victoria's Secret, so I thought that was expensive. So
there's levels to it. It can be pretty expensive. Neesin, what's up with you? What have you been up to? You're making steak faces over here. What's going on?
Because I don't care how much lingerie costs, because I don't care about it. Because it's weird that you say like that. That's
why I'm saying it's certain personality types. Some guys are.
but I'm saying it's a thing of like, I'm indifferent to it. If you have it, yay. If you don't, okay. Like that's like, but you said like guys hate it. I'm like, why would he hate it? Like,
no. I didn't say
dumb.
guys hate it. I said some guys like it and some guys don't.
But I mean, don't. But that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you not like it? Like that's the dumb thing. Like it's like what? Like what guys won't like lingerie? Like I don't get it. Like
some guys want to get straight to the point.
But that doesn't mean you don't like. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm like. Guys are dumb. Like it's like who says, "Oh man, I don't like you in that." That's stupid. But yeah, I've been working, acting a lot. Just got done. I'm shooting a short. I mean, not short. A web series right now. We're finishing up, and then I'm just got done writing another one that we start shooting in January, and that I'm directing. Directing the film, and then also just got done doing my UCB stuff as well.
What's UCB?
UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade. It's an improv studio, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so I got back into doing improv over the last couple of months, and got into my Leslie Kahn, commercial sitcom, all that stuff, acting. So I've been doing a lot of acting, a lot of music stuff as well.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer improv or like I guess there's obviously a structure and a strategy to improv, but then there's the structured acting classes that you take. So what do you prefer?
Yeah, it's different. I don't like sitcoms, like acting for I mean, just because it's super over the top and haha. Like I don't really like that. I do prefer. I love improv just because you're in the moment and you're on stage. And since I come from music and I love the energy and just feed off those things. But then again, like I love scene work. Like I love finding the artist, that character technique. What is that character thinking? What's his thoughts? What did he eat? What kind of books does he read? And then reacting, getting lost in that and reacting off that. So it really just depends. I don't, as long as it's not a sitcom, I am like a multicam, like single cam, like type of guy, preferably myself. But now I have the tools in the toolbox to do it all. So please, if you have a check, you can cut it to me. Because you see this face, it's definitely skilled up.
Well, speaking of movies and acting and all that good stuff, Jeremiah has a new segment that he wants to share with us.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
About movies.
It's like movie news.
This is his movie news.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I don't know if you guys heard this, but Fox, 20th Century Fox, is planning to sell their company. Only just like the movie and TV stuff, not the news and not the sports. Okay. So, Disney is planning to buy it for $60 billion, actually. And so it looks like they're going to buy it, which is a good news for like the Marvel fans. Okay. Just because Fox owns the movie rights to the X-Men and Fantastic Four. And if you know anything, if you've been watching those movies, Fantastic Four has sucked. Like they've been terrible. The X-Men movies, they're okay. They're hit and miss sometimes, but it's a bad news because Disney may make it a monopoly. You know what I mean? And then there's not as many companies out there to compete, and then that means that it's not as many of us actors and comics and everybody get roles and stuff like that. Right. A lot of people are afraid that the Deadpool movies are R-rated, and they're scared that Disney's going to make them PG. And then it'll lose some of its edge. But I think Disney is smarter than that. So I think they're going to be like, no, keep that R-rated. Let them, because they also have Disney owned Touchstone, which was an R-rated movie company. So I feel like they're gonna keep whatever's R-rated, just keep it R-rated, and just let it. They just won't say it's a Disney property. They just be like, oh no, this is something else. They rename
they won't brand it with Disney. Yeah. Disney. That makes sense.
And then on top of that, Disney wants to, if they buy the rights to Fox, they also get part of Hulu, and then they also want to make a Disney Netflix, basically. So which is cool, I think, because then you have all like your little Disney movies, and I like Disney movies, and you can just go straight there. But it's also, I don't know how many of these streaming companies do we need? We got Hulu, we got Netflix, we got what's the other one? Amazon. We got a bunch of them, and I don't want to pay $10, keep paying $10. I might as well. I don't know, but sometimes like that's cool because it's not that expensive. Cable's more expensive than that.
That is very true. That is very true. A lot of people are taking advantage of the streaming, versus paying for cable anymore.
Right.
So direct to consumer. That's what it's called. Little known fact: WWE put out their WWE Network about 3 years ago, and it was the first direct to consumer network. And ESPN, the head of ESPN, came out and said they're revolutionizing the game, and that's where we're moving towards within the next 5 to 10 years. That everywhere will be that. Now, with that said, I say that to say the Hulu, which is Fox, does have a stake in it, which is majority owned by Universal, NBC Universal. Right. If Disney did that, which would be the smartest thing Disney can do, because one, Disney already has a monopoly on kid networks. There's no other kid network. They put everybody else out of business. It was like Disney, Nickelodeon, there was other ones. Nickelodeon doesn't make kid, like they make teenagers stuff, but they don't make kid stuff. They have Nick Jr., but Nick Jr. still isn't Disney. It still isn't like Disney Jr. It still isn't Freeform. It's still like Freeform is owned by Disney owns Freeform, which used to be ABC Family. Which used to be owned by Fox as well. So it's an amazing thing if they do, and it creates but it'll create another channel for it. It'll make like Netflix. It'll push Netflix to go harder on making either strictly sticking to the adult things, but they do have a kid section that is very popular. That they're only like they make a bunch of kid stuff, and it's one of their major selling points, especially to their stockholders. That's gonna push all these other streaming services to up their game and make original content. And one thing within that is also Facebook. So the reason why Facebook invested $1 billion into developing their content, their digital content platform, which you see the Big Baller brand. WWE just announced they have an exclusive show on there today. Somebody else is on there as well. Marshawn Lynch has his show on there. No scripted or non-scripted.
You like it, Yuri?
Yeah. Okay. So it's going direct to consumer, which it's perfect for Disney to buy just the movie sector of it,
but they're also getting the TV sector too.
But again, like you could take that and say, okay, Lethal Weapon. Like if Lethal Weapon didn't do great ratings, which is doing great ratings, I suggest everybody to watch it and support it. If it didn't do great ratings, instead of canceling that show, say, hey, we could put this on Facebook. We could put this directly on whatever thing we have here. We could put this on there. We could, it gives, I get it that, because I felt the same way when I heard about the news, and then I realized, it's really about to go through. I was like, damn, they're creating this monopoly. But at the same time, like actors and people that creates their own content, it gives us these other avenues, because with this, if they put Lethal Weapon on on Facebook exclusively, and then you create a show and put it on Facebook exclusively, like it drives eyes to that. And one thing I love about Facebook is that you can put that content on there. You don't have to go through anybody,
That's true.
And it's not just no big, it is, but it's not like YouTube, where YouTube has so many things that's unfiltered and unchanneled. At first it was unfiltered and unchanneled. Now you have it kind of, they have the algorithm set up perfectly or whatever. But Facebook is known for their algorithm, hence why when they bought Instagram, the whole algorithm changed, and people was like, what the fuck? But then you able to see things, you able to, like, on the back end, you're able to see who's liking, how long are they watching, how long are they doing this, what country are they doing this from, and it just helps consumers if you're really into that.
All right. No. Well, Jeremiah, did you have anything to say about the movies?
No. The movies. Unless you want to go into like the DC and what Forbes said about DC
how terrible DC was.
How terrible. Listen,
how they fired.
They
stepped down.
Forbes, right? The political term.
Yeah.
Forbes said on one of their articles, Justice League is the highest grossing box office bomb ever. Where they spent $600 million to make that movie, and they probably just broke even. Like if anything, like In Justice League, the movie, here's the thing, it wasn't like a terrible movie. It wasn't good, but it wasn't terrible. Like, if this had came out in, like, early 2000s, everybody would be like, oh, this was dope. We got to see Batman and Superman, because we hadn't seen that. But now we've seen it with Avengers and all this other stuff. And so their best movie was Wonder Woman.
Okay.
They had one movie out. And
Was Wonder Woman good because it was a woman lead, or was it good because it was actually a good movie? I challenge you. Go.
It was actually a good movie. Now, here's the thing. The villain was kind of whack. The villain was whack, but you can say that about every Marvel movie. The villain is whack.
All right, guys.
Okay, wait.
Hold on.
Okay.
We need to get to our. We got to go to the next segment.
Okay.
Our fitness coach Josh Fenderson is on the line with some fitness tips for us. So you guys can finish this conversation at break, or we can move it over to the next show. Okay. All right. But you guys, I wanted to throw it over to Joshua Fenderson. He's on the line. We were lucky enough to get him on. I'm sure he's busy with clients, but he wants to share with us some fitness tips. Last show, you guys probably watched it, but he was here in studio. We literally did a workout here in studio. I might still be sore from it, but he shared some fitness tips for the holidays and how to kind of stay on point with your workout and with your diet during the holidays. And I actually listened, so I'm excited to hear what he's got to say this week. Josh, are you on the line?
I am on the line. How are you doing, everyone?
Good. How are you? I can't get. Yeah, I know. Let me grab my headphones so I can actually hear you clearly. But we're so excited to have you on. I was just telling everybody I actually listened to you. And followed your fitness tips for the holiday season. I had one plate of food, small portions, and no seconds. So you'd be so proud of me.
I'm very proud of you. I'm glad to hear it.
So what's going on? What's new for this week? What tips can you share with us?
Well, basically, some of the great tips that I would give to end powerfully on 2017 is, stay motivated. It's the end of the year, and a lot of times people want to, gear up for, 2018 and for January. You got to put yourself in that mindset to accomplish those goals. Small goals, and let that build up to the bigger goals that you have.
Okay.
Make sure that, you stay active, 2 to 3 times a week doing something fun. Don't do the workouts that you hate doing. Do not do the workouts that you hate doing.
So what?
The reason why is because you'll be unmotivated to go to the gym, and it'll seem like a chore. And fitness and being healthy shouldn't be a chore. It should be something that you would like to do.
Right.
So pick the workouts and the things and the activities that you can live a healthy, active lifestyle and have fun with it. That way, you'll be more consistent, and it won't seem like a chore. And in the long run, for the long term, you'll stick with that program, whatever that it is.
Okay, so what workouts can we do that are fun? Hiking,
riding your bike on a weekend. If you're a weekend warrior, if you have too many things going on during the week, playing volleyball with your kids, with your family, jogging, 15 to 20 minutes, a couple of times a week, just really, really staying active and keeping that blood flowing. If you're going to sweat, that's a good enough workout right there.
Nice. Thanks for that information, Josh.
Oh, no problem. If you making sure that you, like I said, if you're moving around, you're sweating, and you'll definitely burn those calories. But also, at the same time, you got to make sure that you're eating correctly. You don't want to do all of that good stuff and have it be in vain. Make sure you're having your fruits, your veggies. If you need a meal replacement, if you're on the go, by all means, go ahead and do that. But making sure that your diet is on point. Because if your diet isn't on point, it'll be for nothing.
Right. And I actually learned last time you were here that the best fruits are watermelon, because it's a diuretic, and pineapple, right?
Oh, good. You are good.
Yeah.
Wow. She was listening.
I listened.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Well, let everybody know where they can find you and follow you.
You can find me on IG at Body Fat Hunter, just how it sounds, Body Fat Hunter. It is my mission, it is my job, it is my passion to find that body fat and bring it down to a healthy level on IG. And you can also find me at Joshua Fenderson on Facebook. And also, you can email me for any questions about fitness, food recommendations at trulyfit, T as in Tom, trulyfit@ymail.com.
Cool. Thanks, Josh. I want to find out, do the guys have any questions for?
Yeah, I need some tips on to get this 6-pack back.
What are some good 6-pack tips you have?
That 6-pack tip is diet, making sure that you eat high protein, lower carbohydrates, eating, and hit those weights, bro.
Okay.
When you hit those weights, your metabolism revs up, especially as you get older. And men, unfortunately, women get upset with us because we can hit weights and eat less and lose more body fat than them, but that's just because we have higher testosterone levels. But you got to keep that food in check and hit those weights. I guarantee you will see major results by bringing those carbs down, keeping that protein about half the grams of your body weight. So, for instance, if you weigh about 200 pounds, theoretically, then you'll have 100 grams of protein per body pound. So 100 grams of protein each and every day. Chicken, fish, meal replacements, protein shakes, and hit those weights.
Okay.
All right, Yuri.
Thank you, brother.
We're going to follow up with you. All right, thanks.
2 months.
Thanks, Josh.
No problem. Everyone have an awesome night.
All right, we'll see you next time.
All right, have a good one.
Okay. Josh actually shared a lot of really good tips a few weeks ago when he was on The Scoop. So if you guys missed that show, you can go on YouTube to check it out. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and chat it up with Mr. Yuri Williams. He's going to give us the scoop on his wonderful program that he has going on. And we're going to find out what this is about, what this lovely headpiece is about.
Do not disrespect.
I'm not a Star Wars fan, but we'll find out all about it.
Could at least learn the name. Headpiece.
Right.
Yeah. What else do you call it?
Kylo Ren.
I don't even know what that is.
Bucket or
It's
Yeah.
a bucket. Yeah.
I mean, you could have said helmet.
It's a Halloween. It's a trick or treat bucket. That's exactly what it is. No, I'm teasing you guys, but we will be right back. This is Miguel with Skywalker. Back to the scoop, you guys. That was Miguel with Skywalker. I love that song, by the way. We are here in studio hanging out with Mr. Yuri Williams, aka a future superhero. You guys, this man can be found anywhere around the community. He fights homelessness, bullying, childhood cancer, mental illness, disabilities, and so much more. So I do want to welcome you to the scoop. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And not only does he fight all this, but he does it in costume, which is so amazing.
Right.
Which is why we have this bucket here.
Right.
Explain to me what this bucket is.
Kylo Ren, this is one of the first costumes that I got, and I just threw a Christmas hat on him to, kick it off. But I lost my mom to cancer 2009, and it took me like about a 5-year recovery period to get hands that she's not going to be here anymore.
Yeah.
I would go to work and talk to people, like smile and just, like have regular conversations. But inside, when I got home, it was just like eat me up, So one day, I saw Tommy Norman's page on Facebook. I never had Facebook, and his picture was the first one that popped up there. So I was like, let me add this guy and see, what he's doing. He gives back to the community where he's from, and I do the same thing. And I'm like, damn, well, he's doing that, so let me put a flip on it and put a costume in there, And the reaction you get from me just say you were a homeless person, I'll give you $1. You'll talk to me and smile or whatever, but when I throw the Spider-Man on or I throw this on, it's just like the people light up and they have a flashback of being a child, and that's basically it.
Yeah. Can we throw some pictures of him in costume up on the screen? He literally goes around, helps people out. He feeds the homeless, cheers the kiddies up in costume. Okay, so there you have on this thing here. Okay.
That's right. Whittier, that was last weekend, Whittier Christmas parade.
Okay, nice. So, so you told us kind of how you got started. You were inspired by Officer Tommy Norman. Yeah. And that, what did that do for you? How did that kind of change your life, like getting it started? How long ago did you start?
It's going on 3 years now.
3 years now. Okay, so you've been doing it for a while.
what I do is like a therapy for me.
I was gonna say, did it help you? Has it been helping you heal?
Oh, yeah, and it makes me heal other people because, like, I have another friend of mine that does similar to what I do, and he just lost his mom to cancer, so I'm helping him deal with that. You know, we both feed off of each other, you know, to keep ourselves going because we need each other, you know.
Right. Nice. Okay, so what are some of the biggest? Okay, so you fight homelessness.
Right.
I see you working with the homeless. Like, there's a picture of you interacting with the homeless man. There it is, and we actually have that picture here in the studio too. You brought it in. You actually framed that picture.
Yeah, and what I do is take pictures with these people, and then I give it back to them. And this gentleman right here happened to lost his brother like a week before after we came and saw him, and you could tell he was down. And you know, another friend of mine, Paulie, asked him, you know, what's going on with him. He told him his brother passed. He would take care of his brother. He was a heavy guy. He was diabetic, and he passed away. So the next week I brought him a picture of his brother, and I don't know if you had a video or not. But
I do have the video. We'll get it up in a little bit.
And he just lost it, and you know, just like a good feeling. Now he has his brother with him. You know, he can see him again, even though he's not there. You know, and just giving them little things like that, just like simple little things, just make them smile. You know.
Right. Before we go any further, we do have a call on the line. Then we'll play that video of you presenting the picture to the man that lost his brother. But caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where are you calling from? You got to throw your headset.
Yeah, my name is Paul. I'm out here in LA.
Paul?
And I just wanted, my name is Paul.
Okay, hi Paul. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, I just want to give Yuri props. This guy's unbelievable. I've been out in the streets with him, and this guy just has a heart of gold, and we just follow his lead. He just brings such a positive energy, and this guy, like I said, that the homeless people love him. And I just had to call and say that we appreciate everything he does for the community.
Aww.
Thanks, Paul. I love you, brother.
Thanks for calling in, Paul.
Yep, no problem.
All right, have a good night.
All right, you too.
So you're obviously making an impact.
I'll try, you know, with all the stuff, the negative stuff that we deal with in this world, you know, just me giving back. You should give back. Everybody should give back, and they don't. But you know,
we can all give back in some way.
Right.
Do we have the video? Okay, let's go to the video of you presenting this man with the picture of his brother. Check it out.
How you doing, man? How you doing, boss?
Fine. How are you?
Doing good.
I'm hanging in. How you doing, bro? Good, man. How you doing? You holding up? You holding up? You holding up? Yeah. I've been praying for you, man. Thank you. And I told you I'll come down here on Thanksgiving. I'm sure you probably thought I wasn't going to come, but I brought this for you, man. I brought that for you, man. I know how it feels, man. Okay? Okay? I just want you to know that we love you, brother. Amen. I just want you to know we love you, man. No, I love you, man. I do. I've been praying. I've been thinking about you ever since last week, man. And I brought my brother here to pray for you, man. I brought my brother here to pray for you, man. Before I go to work today, I made sure I came down here to get you.
Thank you. I love you for that.
I love you, man.
Yeah, Paul, thank you. Thank you.
I will. I'll tell Paul. How you doing, man?
Wow.
How you doing, boss?
That's amazing.
got tears in my eyes again.
How did you facilitate that?
I mean, it just happened, you know. We go. That's Paul that just called. He goes down to Skid Row in downtown LA every other Sunday and give back to these people. And I just happened to scroll and see him on Instagram, and you know, I reached out to him, and then ever since then we've been connected and going down there.
How did you get the picture of his brother?
Like I said, we take pictures with the people, and Paul just happened to take a picture of him like 2 or 3 weeks before he passed away. Luckily, he took that picture.
And then you guys got it framed.
That
was very nice. Yeah. What are some misconceptions about homelessness? Before you answer that question, let me ask you this. We keep referring to this man as the homeless man. What is there a better PC term for us to use instead of saying the homeless man?
You know, my mom used to work for probation, and I do too. And she used to always call it transient instead of homeless because, you know, I don't know why people call them homeless, and like it's just I don't know, but you could just call. I don't like to call them homeless.
Okay, what do you refer to them?
That's I ask them what their name. Yeah, just you feel better as a person asking you like, what's your name? And I don't like to say homeless man. Would you like a sandwich or nothing like that? We know your situation, and I don't want to stoop down to the level when I'm trying to uplift you at the same time.
Exactly. So, what are some misconceptions about homelessness?
I had an argument with my coworkers today about this.
Oh wow. An argument.
Yeah, I mean, let's say a disagreement.
Okay.
I still love her, regardless of how she has a right to have her own opinion or whatever. But people think that everybody that's homeless is a drug addict or don't want to work. And yes, you have those people that out there that are like that. But you have the people in the valley right now that are homeless because their houses got burned down. They might not have family out here. They might have a savings. They might not. And where are they gonna go now? Now they got to depend on the federal government or whoever for assistance to stay in a shelter or whatnot. And I tell people this all the time. I say, we're all a tragedy or a check away from being homeless. So you need to start giving back to, start blessing other people to keep your blessings coming, you know. So
that's very true. It's only by God's grace that we're not in that predicament as well. What stories do you, since you're on the front lines with them, what stories do you see or that have stood out to you the most about how someone has become homeless or has gotten to that position in life?
It's a gentleman that lives around the corner from me, and I talk to these people. I sit down and talk to them like regular people, and I see people walking by, don't even pay them attention and stuff. It was one day I sat and watched about 20 cars go by this guy asking for water. It was hot. I don't know where I was. It was burning up when it was the heat just past us.
Yeah.
And, I have it up on Instagram somewhere, but I posted it and I said, look at 19 people just walked by this guy and he's asking just for water, and I said, I'm not going to be the 20th person not to just give him a little water, that don't cost you nothing, but, and I mean, there have been times where we go downtown and you see a lady prostituting herself before we come to try to serve the people. And, I've witnessed people shooting up in front of me and I had to tell people I'm here to help you. So, I mean, I appreciate if you not shoot up in front of me or shoot up in front of this church when we got kids, right across the street looking at you shoot up. And out of respect, he said, yes, sir, I understand that. And he got up and went in the alley, It's just a respect thing. And I said, if you want to use your drugs, that's fine, but don't do it when I'm trying to help you or help your friend next to you,
Right. Yeah, I'll say people do tend to be fearful to approach the homeless or transients, but because of that reason, you don't know exactly what's going on with them. Are they on drugs? Are they high? You don't want to put yourself in harm's way. So, what's the best way to approach or interact with them?
I mean, just be a human, and hi, how you doing? Start it off first, and if I'm not gonna say I'm an expert. I'll just say a specialist.
Okay.
I've been in the mentally ill field for a while, and I can relate or just know that somebody's not right from just looking at them and telling from shaking or the way they look at you, and it's just I don't know. I'd have a special skill or something where I can just talk to that person, and when I wear that Spider-Man suit, it's just amazing how we went one time. This lady was drunk as I don't know what, but she was passed out. And the lady handed her a bag, and she jumped up at her and yelled at her. But when she saw me, she just calmed down and just smiled and started laughing.
My God.
So that effect of having that suit on compared to a regular person just coming up trying to help you or to throw you off because you're you don't see Spider-Man every day out on the street. She just laughed and smiled, and I talked to her, and she calmed down.
She calmed down. How hot is that costume?
Oh man, it's burning up in there. Especially the Kylo Ren is 3 times as worse, because it's all cloth material, and that suit was $3,000, and I did a couple walks in it, 5K walks for childhood cancer, and you're just so used to it. After a while, it doesn't bother me, It's because I know it's for the kids or to uplift somebody. So
Right.
I'll withstand the heat for the smile, you know.
Yeah. So the kids react. They
Yeah.
probably go crazy
Oh, yeah.
when they see
Yeah.
Spider-Man walking.
Yeah, it's.
What are their reactions?
I mean, you get all kind of reactions, even from older people. Like, I mean, this lady was 70 one time. I saw her recognized. Oh, Spider-Man, what are you doing out here? Like,
Right.
you know, and she just smiled and laughed. It just brings like a childhood memory back to you, and you just feel good, you know.
So one young man had a hunch that you were coming.
This
story is crazy. I'll let you tell it. Tell what happened. But he gave you a folder.
Yeah, a folder full of check this out, guys. It's a folder full of pictures of Spider-Man, and it's a young lady that also does great work in the community, Miss Rogers. She asked me to come out to YMCA. She's giving out backpacks for I don't know what drive it was for. It might have been going back to school. Mm-hmm. So I reached out to her. I said, yeah, I want to come out there and, surprise the kids. So this kid had all these pictures and drawings in his backpack. And the one that just threw me off was like, nobody knew. I kept asking her. I said, are you sure you didn't tell them I was coming or whatever?
Right.
And one of them says, Spider-Man is coming today. I got to be good or something like that, to that effect. And I'm like, man, that's just weird. Like,
Right.
God is just seemed like he just leading me to all these people that want to be, It's just, that just, and I kept that because at first I was like, I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna throw it away. And then I'm like, nah, I'm gonna keep this,
So what's your favorite costume to wear? Like what gives you the most, I guess, gratification or satisfaction?
I mean, I love Star Wars. Big Star Wars fan since I was a kid, and I like the Spider-Man, but the Kylo Ren one is better because to me, my favorite, because I have the voice changer and it sounds just like Kylo Ren, and
Oh,
the
really?
people. Yeah,
Okay, that's dope. All right. So now you also fight against bullying.
yeah, oh yeah.
So tell us about your journey with that.
I was bullied before I went to Audubon down the street here, and the guy that bullied me was named Cecil. This guy he's about 6'9", and me and his brother ended up playing basketball together in high school at Dorsey, and it's something that they used to call Audubon scrub for the new guys that come to the school, right?
Okay.
So they'll put you in a headlock and they'll scrub your head like with your knuckles on your head or whatever.
Right.
So I saw people doing it and all that stuff. So I'm like, I'm not gonna go that way. But hit the corner and Cecil was over there, and he took my backpack from me, and he did the scrub thing on me, and then I'm like, damn, I said, either you don't want to tell the teacher and all that stuff and get nobody involved. So I'm like, man, I might have to tell the homies, that's with the business that, to go get my backpack.
Yeah.
Tell the teacher or tell my mom. And if I tell my mom, she gonna beat me, and then she gonna come looking for him. So I'm like, I can't do none of those. So what I did was I went up to him and I kicked him, and I ran away. Because I know I couldn't beat the guy. I was probably like 5'6", 5'7" at the time. He was, like I say, 6'9".
Right.
And he gave me my backpack back, and he just said, you know what, I'm going to give it back to you for standing up, And a lot of people won't fight the fight. Like, I don't think everybody should stand up and try to fight the bully or whatnot, but you need to come out and tell somebody what's going on. Because there was a kid named Gabrielle Tay who... I don't know if you saw that video. He was getting beat up in the bathroom and then ended up going on to kill himself a few days later because of that situation, And the kids, the parents, everybody don't have parents, but you need to find that outlet somewhere where you could tell someone that this guy is bothering me, this girl is bothering me, before you take it to the next step of doing something that's going to hurt everybody.
And we heard about that. Like, we heard about the young lady, I don't know her name off the top of my head, but she was like 10 years old. And she was being bullied and killed herself.
Right.
So yeah, we're hearing a lot more about these bullying stories. Later on, we're going to talk more. We're going to talk about the Keaton Jones situation.
Okay.
I'm sure you have some strong thoughts on that one.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of Keaton Jones. There's plenty of the other young lady that took her life, and there's a lot of kids out here getting bullied and adults.
Right.
So. What advice do you give the kids when they come to you and say what do they call you, by the way?
I mean, like when I go do these presentations with kids, I either have the costume on or I'll do it regularly like this and just come out and tell them that I have been a bully before, and don't let someone bully you and not tell anyone about it. You know, you need to tell someone and let it out. You know, once you hold it in, that's when the thoughts of suicide and drug usage and all that stuff. And just because it happens right then and there, later on it could still affect you, and you'll never get over it if you don't let it out. You know, like I said, it took me 5 years to recover from losing my mom, and I had to let it out.
Right. And this was your way of letting it out.
Right.
By the way, how has that helped you, like, I guess comparing from your starting point for starting this program to now, like, what do you see, like, what kind of change do you see in your emotional being?
I mean, I'm able to talk about it because, like I said, if I would even mention it, I'd just be bawling right now. It took, like I said, that 5 years of watching Tommy Norman every morning and just... You know, my major was psychology, and I'm not gonna say I'm the master of psychic or reading your mind or whatnot, but that has helped me to release what I have inside of me, is able to talk to other people and let it go. You know, if you can't trust everybody, but you have to find, like I say, that one person where you could let it out to. You know, so you don't need to keep it in all your life.
And you being a hero to, like, all these people, to the kids, to the, you know, the transients.
Right.
What was it like for you to meet Officer Tommy when he came to Long Beach?
And it's like looking at yourself in the mirror, because he's a very humble person, and he's not one of these fake people that does it for the likes and follows and all that stuff. He's in the community every day. He's doing it. He was doing it Facebook, now he's doing Instagram, but he was doing it before all of the buzz was kicking in, and he doesn't do it for status or anything like that. That's as hard as like that period, you know. Yeah.
Now, I noticed you have all these bands on your hand. You've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bands. What do all these bands mean? We'll show everybody.
The blue one is for autism.
That's autism.
This one is for Polly's Project, the gentleman that called in.
Okay.
This young man right here is Braylon. He has childhood cancer kid. This one I wear for my mom. This one is for another childhood cancer kid, Adriana. I went to San Bernardino and did a walk with her, and she's like a warrior. Like, this little girl's, if you look at some of the stuff that these kids go through, like getting these shots and all this stuff, man, you can't complain about nothing, you know, because they're going through it. And this one is for Special Olympics. But let me share something with you real quick about this one kid, Diego. I met him at the Long Beach, one of the walks in Long Beach, and like I said, the Spider-Man costume was the second costume I got, and the lenses are like super foggy. I didn't know you had to put some spray in there to clear the fog out. So I'm walking around, and a friend of mine, Shirley, good partner, I love her to death. That's like my camera girl and makeup lady, does makeup.
Oh yeah, I've seen her videos where she passes out the makeup to the ladies.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a good friend of mine, and she was guiding me through the whole thing, because I was like damn near blind, you know. I'm not feeling on the kids. She telling me turn right, look down, and you know. So she kept asking me, like, you sure you want to keep going? Because it was like a 3 or 4 hour thing, and I kept going down this way, and I said, like, nah, man, I'm not going to not see all the kids or whatnot. So I keep walking down this way, and there's a kid, Diego, who has cancer, brain cancer, and his face just lit up. His dad's face just lit up. The whole family's face lit up, and that just stuck with me. And I'm like, damn, this is what it's about, you know. So I went to his house like for his birthday. I went to the wrong place. It was somebody having a baby shower, and Shirley was like, that's not the place. I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna go over there anyway. So we went over there. I'm playing with the kids, laughing with the people, and then we ended up going to Diego's house, and I got him a bunch of Spider-Man gifts because he likes Spider-Man, and we built a relationship with the family, and he passed away a couple months ago, and Shirley and I just are like with the family, because I know what it's like to lose somebody, and people don't understand. Like when my mom had cancer, it's like I got it too, because it affects everybody, you know, and people just say, oh, you got it, cancer, I don't got to worry about it, but it affects everybody, you know, so what we do is try to interact with people, what I do, or whoever, we interact with the family and just try to build a relationship to keep them going, because there's a lot of people that will break down after losing somebody, you know, like I was in the slump, but me being the strong person I am, my mom raised me to be, I was able to overcome it, you know. The average person probably would have slit their wrist the way I love my mom, you know, and it is what it is. And this is my dedication to giving back to my community, and this is my area. I go wherever there are kids to uplift them and everyone else.
No, I know you live in the Long Beach area. Do you just stay in Long Beach, or do you go?
Like I said, I'll pull up on you. If I'm on Instagram and I see somebody is having an event, I'll hit you up and say, would you like me to bring Spider-Man out or whatever? No charge or nothing, you know.
You just go to
just
uplift.
do uplift, yeah.
How many events do you do a month?
Like every Sunday we're with Paulie, and you know, I do my own thing here and there. Like I hit the Miller's Children's Hospital all the time. I'm gonna go and surprise them on 17th this Saturday. On the Sunday, I'm gonna do it on Sunday and give all the kids in the hospital gifts, because I know they're gonna be in the hospital for Christmas, you know, and people forget about those kids.
I was gonna say, you don't even think about that.
Nah.
You don't think about that. They're in the hospital on Christmas.
People don't think about holidays, or the people, the elderly are going to be in the homes or whatnot, you know. So I'm going to try to get to some elderly homes as well and just uplift the people's spirits, you know.
All right. Well, we are going to take a quick break because I want to hear more about the work that you're doing.
All right.
And I didn't realize you visit the elderly as well.
I'll go there, so, any and every.
Yeah, we'll learn more about that when we come back from break. You guys can call in to chat with Yuri Williams, a future superhero. His phone number is 323-293-3375, or our number here at the studio. So give us a call. We're going to take a quick song break. This is Sabrina Claudio, one of my favorite artists right now, with Belong to You.
Take care of me.
Welcome back to The Scoop, you guys. That was Sabrina Claudio with Belong to You. I love her. She's definitely one of my favorite artists right now. So loving her new album. All right, so we are here in studio hanging out, like I said, with Yuri Williams, a future superhero. I don't know, if you guys go to his Instagram page, you will see so many videos of the wonderful work that he does in communities. We've been chatting about the work that he does to fight childhood cancer and just uplifting people's spirits around the community. Before we went to break, you mentioned that you hang out with the elderly as well.
Yeah.
Do you visit them in costume?
I've had one time in that Kylo Ren costume, and this lady just freaked out.
She didn't like it too well.
Yeah, she didn't know what it was, and then she was like, "Oh my God, is that what did she call me? Darth Vader?" Well, oh my God. And I had to tell her who I was. I took the helmet off and gave her a hug, and she's like, "Okay, baby," you know.
She didn't like it.
Nah,
she wasn't feeling out.
Some people did though, because they were Star Wars.
They were Star Wars fans. Yeah. There's Star Wars fans that are of that generation and of that age. Right. So it's been around long enough. So what are some? Do you have any stories that stick out in your mind of the elderly, or things that kind of grabbed at your heartstrings?
You know, I was raised by my grandma in Louisiana, and it just seemed like it's just different now, the way people are raised. Like, we can't beat the kids like we used to. I'm not saying that we should thrash them or nothing like that, but a lot of I'm serious, like a lot of the reasons why
we can't beat you.
You can't do anything anymore, you know. They don't want any type of discipline. But
do you have kids?
Yeah.
You do have kids, okay.
I have one daughter and love her to death, you know, and I'll do anything that I have to for her. And she's a good girl. I don't have to spank on her or nothing like that. But it's a lot of kids out here that need that, you know, and we can't do that anymore. You know, nobody's held accountable no more. You know, back in the day, 80s, when I was coming up, people would look out, your neighbors would look out for you, beat you, and then your mom gonna get you when you get home. But now,
it was a village mindset.
Yeah, but now it's not like that. No. You know, everybody's selfish and don't care no more. So, you know, and I'm just gonna try to be the person to inspire, hopefully, somebody else to carry on to be a future superhero. You know what I'm saying? I came up with that concept because when I get older, somebody else is going to have to be a future superhero and step up to the plate. You know?
Right. Now you obviously you've worked with children with disabilities and like they're battling illnesses, real illnesses, cancer, etc. You've also worked with people that have mental illnesses.
Yes.
How do you combat that in the community? Like, and how do you know? Like, how do you get them to open up and say, "Hey, I've got an issue"? Obviously, you're a professional in that.
Yes, specialist. I'm not going to say professional. I don't like the professional.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're a specialist in that area.
Yeah.
So you can probably pick up on some things, like you said, when you see them. But how do you mentor them, guide them, or get them the help that they need?
I mean, it's hard for the mentally ill to get the treatment that they need because, like, if I see somebody with Asperger's or I could tell he's autistic or something, like, it's the approach that you come towards them with. Like, they might be aggressive or somebody might have did something to them. Like, if I raise my hand, if I'm just raising my hand to say hi, that might be the flashback of somebody, daddy raising their hand like that. So you just have to be careful of your hand movement, your body, the way you talk to them. You have to keep your tone low, you know.
Low and calm.
Right. But, I mean, I wouldn't advise people to try to walk up to mentally ill people and pick them up, put them in your car, and try to take them to get help because you're probably going to end up in an accident, you know.
No. Okay. Well, how do you know? Like, is there a way for us regular folk that don't, you know, that aren't in that industry?
You see them, like, doing weird things, like
talking to themselves.
Like, I seen a man urinate in a cup and drink right out of it, you know, just weird stuff like that. You know something is not right for you to be doing that, you know. And like I said, I wouldn't advise people to do that, but there are numbers you can call and contact and say, you know, there's a elderly.
What do you do as a superhero, the community hero? What do you do when you see that happen? Do you guide them in the right direction?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a guy that stays around the corner from me, alcoholic, and I love this guy. I see him all the time, wave at him, give him money or whatever, and people say I'm enabling him, but that's all he knows. You know, he goes to the corner every day, waves his sign up just to either get food or alcohol, and I'm not going to judge you. If you want to get drunk every day, that's you, but I'm, you know, and I sit there and talk to him and tell him, like, I know you're alcoholic, you know, and we sit down. I had long talks with this gentleman before, you know, like, when are you going to be able to change? When do you want to change, you know? And you have to keep asking and asking, and he has to be the one to say, you know what, I won't change, because I could pick him up at any time, put him in my car, take him to the place, and he don't want to hear that because he's not ready.
He's not ready for it yet.
And people always want to, well, you need to do this for them and do that. Everybody's not the same.
That's true. That's true. And I think the beautiful thing is that you're still loving on him, and you haven't given up on him. Right. And when that time does come for him to want to change, you're going to be the person that he goes to and say, "Hey, Yuri, I'm ready to change."
And I keep drilling and asking him every day, you know, are you ready?
And I think that's probably why which you bring up a really good point, because a lot of people don't like to give their resources to homeless or the transients because they feel like their resources are going to be wasted on drugs and on alcohol and things that are not really enriching their lives. So what advice or what are your thoughts?
I mean, you know, like, instead of giving them money, you could give them like a hygiene kit with the stuff that they need every day, like a toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash, toilet paper, you know, Gatorade, little simple stuff like that, or buy them a hamburger, just some type of food to keep them energized. You know, they faint out there. I mean, like, this guy is going to be sleeping tonight, and you out there, it's like 50 degrees at night out there, man.
It is so cold, you know? And I always feel so bad for the homeless during this time of year, especially because it's so freaking cold.
And, you know, give a blanket, put a blanket, one of your old blankets in the car, throw it in the trunk. You see somebody, just give it to them, you know?
That's a good point.
When we leave here, we don't have a U-Haul behind us or none of that. We're out of here. You can't take none of this Gucci, Balenciaga, none of that stuff with you, you know? And I had to get out of that. Right, give it away. I got a video on there giving away a brand new pair of Jordans. Like, I had 200 pair of shoes. Like, $199, is that gonna hurt me for giving away one more pair?
We have one of your giving back videos. We'll play it in just a moment. But yeah, I definitely, I'm gonna challenge myself, and I'm gonna challenge everybody that's tuning in to give, I'd say, at least one thing away this week that you don't use and that you don't need. Are there any shelters or any shelters that you're partnered with that you would say are okay to give to?
Man, I don't want to say it, but I'm not a fan of the Red Cross or,
And I was going to get into that. There's some shelters that people, or some charities that people don't feel comfortable giving back to. So that's why I wanted to ask you who you partner with and who you,
I just reached out to a young lady. I'm going to talk to them at the Long Beach Rescue Mission. And I know her and trust her, and I know that those people not going to be running scam or game or nothing like that. We did a thing for Houston. A buddy of mine, Flip, we loaded up a bunch of supplies and we gave them to Houston, and he has somebody on the ground, Pop Darby, who is out there in the community giving out the stuff back, and Pop Darby has somebody inside the government facility where people were saying they weren't allowed to come in there and take showers, they weren't feeding them and stuff like that, and that I don't understand that. I'm paying my taxes, and why are you not feeding the people, and that really bothered me a lot, and this another part of that story is I was having to get out of Pastor Gregory's church, and my buddy Flip got the U-Haul for free on a connection. They saw that we were trying to help somebody else. So I get on Twitter, I'm driving, and I don't like to text and drive, and I'm like, should I send this tweet out? I'll just wait till I get home. But some told me to pull over, and I pulled over, sent the tweet out and telling U-Haul thank you. This lady who hadn't been on Twitter in a long time logged in, saw my tweet to U-Haul, and she's a couponer, so she had a garage full of looked like Target in there, and she hit me up. She's like, I see what you're doing.
Toiletries.
Yeah, everything. It was crazy. It was just on my page, and she gave us all of that stuff. And
oh my gosh!
If it wasn't, I don't know if I would have tweeted it later, because
seen it.
And they were on their way out, and Flip was like, man, we trying to hurry up and get out there. I'm like, bro, she got Target in her garage, man. You got to go get this for the people,
Target in her garage.
So that, I'm thank God that something told me to pull over and do that. Because, a lot of people got blessed that day.
That's very encouraging too for you. Are there any times that you feel discouraged when you're you're dealing with so many different situations every week that you're interacting with these people? Are there any situations that have discouraged you and made you feel like
this I'm not gonna say the school, but it was a very serious incident that happened at the school. Someone got killed or whatnot, and
at the school?
Yeah, and I'm not gonna put them out there to school or nothing. I'm not like that. But
a kid?
Yeah, by accident, by somebody's husband came into the school and got the teacher, and they hit the kid on accident. And
with a gun?
Yeah. And I reached out to the school, and I asked them, can I come out and just uplift the kids? I want to be a part of that when they come back to school, just to uplift them, because it's a lot of kids going through that situation. That's going to affect them later on in life. When you hear a gun, like I got uncles, they hear gunshots and they think it's a war going on because they were in the war, and that can cause a traumatic incident like that can affect you later on in life. So, I reached out to them and asked, can I come to the school and, throw the costume on, pass out teddy bears or whatnot. And I went to the school. I also had my job. I had people sign cards, give money back to give to that family, the young boy that survived, that got shot also, but he survived in there. And I pressed the ring buzzer. The ring has the picture on there, right? So I get up there, and I asked them to open the door. I'm here to just deliver a gift for, this family. The lady was so nervous, and it affects everybody because the man that did it was a black male or whatever. And I understand she's probably scared, and that's the first thing you think is, is about to go down again. And she barely opens the door like this. She grabs the car real quick and slams the door back. Because that incident has, she spooked her too, and I don't know if they were getting counseling or whatever or whatnot, but to this day, I still have not received like a thank you or, you know, I'm sorry we can't, can we still do this or nothing. And that kind of made me feel down like, damn, I'm trying to help, you know, this, I'm not, and I put in an email to the people, I said, I'm not charging you nothing. I'm not trying to get publicity or nothing like that. I said, this is for the kids just because I know what it feels like to be in traumatic incidents from your friends getting shot. And I was held at gunpoint before, you know, and stuff like that. If you don't have a strong mind to deal with stuff like that, it's going to affect you later on in life, you know. And I'm not knocking the people or nothing like that, but I hope everybody is listening that if anything happens and people are trying to reach out to help, such as counseling or to speak to the kids, just do a background check on them and allow the people to help heal the other people, you know.
That's a good point. Did they do a background check on you?
For it to go back to school, they never got in contact with me. So, you know, and that, like I said, that threw like a damper on me, like, damn, I'm trying to help you. And at first I got mad about it, and I'm like, you know what, it's going to be a lot of doors that are closed, but I'm going to keep knocking until you open, you know.
Yeah. I mean, how do you say no to free?
Right, that's what I'm saying, but
free assistance, but you continue being a blessing that you are. We have a video of you giving back, and I wanted to play it so people can kind of get an idea of the work that you do in the community.
Buddy, what can I get you? Peanut butter and jelly?
Yes, I'll give me that blanket.
What do you need?
Oh, this is for my buddy right here.
No, we've been out of blankets.
I want to give you something special, okay? Because last week what you did, it made me cry, okay?
You held us at banner.
This, I'm going to give you that. And this used to be my mom's jacket. She passed away from cancer in 09, and I want you to have it, okay? All right? And I washed it for you. Let me see if you can fit it.
Oh, don't cry, pumpkin.
Oh, look at that perfect fit, huh? There you go. You can keep this and let's put the stuff in there. Where's your stuff in there? You want some oatmeal?
You got your nice comforter.
Oh, yeah, and I need to.
Oh, what a blessing. Amen.
Buddy, what can I get you? Peanut butter and jelly?
Yes, I'll give me that.
Wow, we were just talking about her.
Yeah.
That you gave your mom. You gave her your mom's sweater, Disney sweater. Now this is the lady here in this picture. Tell us the story about her.
I think that week after I gave her that sweater, we were at another location. There's like 3 different drop-off locations that we go to, and they know that we're coming because it's the same time every week. Mm-hmm. So she saw us at the first one, and she's like, are you going to the other one? And she kept asking me, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be there, you know.
Right.
So she got on her bike and just jammed to the other place and just hid for a little bit. And then as we were driving off, she got the, you know, donations that we gave her, whatever. But as we were driving off, she held up this banner, and I just lost it, man, because
it's like and for those of you you probably can't see it, the banner it's like a big tarp with Superman on it. So she used her, you know, her money to purchase this, and in honor of you.
Right. I mean that says a lot, man. I mean, I know I'm not judging her or anything, but I know she doesn't have a lot because I've seen, you know, and you could tell by her movements that, you know, she's probably a drug addict or whatnot. But that just touched me, man. Like I'm doing for you, and you giving back to me, even though you don't have anything. That little thing that gesture that she did was just like loving it, to say thank you for what you're doing for us and for what you're doing for me, you know. And I appreciate that. Like I said, you don't have to buy me anything or give me anything. Just a smile and just some type of form of thank you, gratitude, such as that is all I need. You know, and that keeps me going.
And that keeps you going.
Right,
I was going to say that probably keeps you going and keeps you motivated to continue helping. And even though you're doing it from a good place, you need to know that what you're doing is actually affecting other people.
Right.
And people doing that, showing that form of gratitude, definitely does that for you.
Right.
So that's awesome, Yuri. Well, thanks for sharing your stories with us. We're going to continue chatting with you, but we're going to get into Scoop News.
Okay.
We'll get some background music on in just a moment. So there's been a lot going on in in the past couple days. I mean, we've heard about a lot, but we're only going to touch on a few stories tonight. Keaton Jones, speaking of bullying and kids, have you guys heard of the Keaton Jones controversy? So for those of you that haven't, Keaton Jones is actually a young man. He's out of Tennessee. His mom videoed him his mom videoed him expressing his frustration and sadness about being bullied at school. I have the video. Do we have it ready? Okay, so check out the video and then we'll get more into what the controversy is about.
Just out of curiosity, why do they bully? What's the point of it? Why do you find joy in taking innocent people and finding a way to be mean to them? It's not okay.
What do they say to you?
They make fun of my nose. They call me ugly. They say I have no friends.
What'd they do to you at lunch?
Pour milk on me and put a hand down my clothes. Threw bread at me.
Is it just you?
Yep.
Or is it other kids too that feel that way?
Say it's other kids too.
How's that make you feel?
I don't like that they do it to me, and I for sure don't like that they do it to other people, because it's not okay. People that are different don't need to be criticized about it, because it's not their fault. But if you are made fun of, just don't let it bother you. Just stay strong, I guess. It's hard. But it'll probably get better one day.
Wow. Okay, so as a result of that video going viral, a GoFundMe account was started for the young man. And fast forward a few days, and people got to dig in and actually discovered that some photos of his mom posted on her social media with them posing with the Confederate flag. Neesin, I hear you breathing.
Get ready.
Neesin's getting his mic ready. He had to breathe hard. And Neesin can't even breathe tonight. So I know that took a lot of energy.
I'm ready to hear this.
So the GoFundMe was started. But fast forward, they found out, I think Black Twitter might have pulled this one up, but they figured out that the mom had posed with the Confederate flag. Actually, I think I have the picture of it's like the mom and the three kids posing with the flag. And as a result of that picture going viral and people finding out about it, the GoFundMe account was placed on hold. And the balance at the time that it was placed on hold was $58,000. So the mother of Keaton Jones says that she is not a racist and in fact has endured many years of bullying because she's not a racist. She's saying basically, I'm from Tennessee, I'm going against the grain, I'm not a racist, and I'm being bullied because I'm not a racist, because I've chosen not to be a racist. And that's kind of like her defense against it. Recently, they found out that her father, that Keaton's father is actually a well-known jailed white supremacist. So the irony surrounding the story is very interesting, and I'm feeling Neeson's energy right now. It's like doot doot doot, and I know he has a lot to say. What do you have to say about it, Neeson?
Look, so exhaling is a release of tension. Yes, I am here, and I could barely breathe, and I am stuffed to the gills with probably all sort of things. But to say the least, no matter what the circumstance is, when you see that video, you are hurt, and because you could tell that kid is hurt, and he is hurting. Now, that does address. Now, we can't address motives behind it, and as parenting goes. I hate the fact that we live in an age where we have to judge the next person and how they raise their kids. Like, I think, it's your kids, it's your decision. As long as you're raising them to be great human beings and contribute to society as you should, then I should not condemn you on how you raise them or judge you or anything like that. But one, if you exploit your kids and you exploit their flaws and their differences and their turmoil for monetary gain, and which this came out when everybody was reaching out to them. Every person that I follow, every celebrity I follow, every time I turned on it, like everybody was like, hey, look, you know what, kid, it'll get better. Come out to set with me. Come to this with me. Come to that with me. Da-da-da, blah, 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 blah. And then it took one of the UFC fighter that was like, hey, look, we got this match. Please come out and we could have a whole day, boom, boom, boom. And the mother hit back like, well, we just want money. Just contribute to the GoFundMe account. And he was like, well, what's the GoFundMe account? And he was like, well, Christmas is coming up and I'm a single parent. And so it gets to this point where he's like, okay. And then she went back to are us whites supposed to stick together? And it's a screenshots that this guy has. And it showed, like, I don't care if you have the Confederate flag. Like, yes, to me, if you're holding up the Confederate flag, you are representing losers because they lost, ladies and gentlemen. And let's just put that out there. Like, they lost, they were for slavery, and they lost. So you may not say you're not racist, but you're holding something up that represented slavery and losing. So it's not even American. It's not the American way. They lost. So that's just on the base point. But if you want to go deeper in that, I don't care if you're holding up, you're going to believe what you want to believe. That's like me getting mad if somebody said, hey, I'm Muslim or I'm whatever, I believe it. I don't care about that. Like, we're people, but you are representing, and you can't say like, I'm racist. Like, I'm not racist, and you're representing something that has racial ties to it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can't do that. That's just wrong. So then let's say, hey, it's evident that you did this for monetary gain and not just for the simple fact that it was the right thing to do. And then you go on Today Show, whatever show that was, in the morning, and she talks about the bullying. I'm not a racist. Like, fuck, like, talk about you're a bully. You've been bullied because you're not a racist. You decided to lay with a man that was a white supremacist. Like, that's like me saying, hey, like, that's like if I said I hate white people and I have a baby by a white girl. Like, do I really hate white people? No. Like, I couldn't hate white people because I literally had to like her enough to lay with her, right? And then I could be like, well, I just hate white people, but I love my baby. Like, that's the most craziest shit in the world. And I mean, I'm not gonna touch on other things, but it's the fact of this: we live in a society today where we could be easily manipulated by the littlest things that go on social media, and I think, and not even to bring it to this, but us as a black community, we are so quick to hop on the train of, hey, like, I'm gonna jump in front of this and I'm gonna take this bullet for this kid. And I'm not trying to say because he's white. I'm trying to say, look at the facts. Like, white people aren't jumping in front of him and taking in front of him first. Like, we are. It's like the whole thing of Black Lives Matter, and we know that Black Lives Matter was like Black Lives Matter, two, right? We weren't saying that Black Lives Matter anything more than other people. We were just saying, hey, we're equal as this, right? And then they say, well, no, all lives matter. Where was all lives matter for this? All lives matters never jumped in front of any one of the first things to do, and I get it, like, it's a human thing, and I'm for it. But all I'm saying is that, we need, like, we don't, the little girl that committed suicide, when her family, like, and she said it, like, she came out before she committed suicide, she was saying that she was getting bullied. Like, we're not jumping to the fence for her. We're not jumping to the fence for any of these other kids that's showing more of hurt than what Keaton Jones is. And I mean, I feel sorry for that kid was hurt. I've been bullied. I know kids have been bullied. It's a bad thing, and I wish it didn't exist. But I know at the end of the day that fire makes steel, and you come out stronger at the end. And so he's gonna be great. He, if he has a great foundation, he has a great support system, he'll come out amazing and a strong human being and support his community. But as black people, we need to focus on ourselves first, because that is a prime example. I seen every person like that was, Black Lives Matter, that was coming out supporting this. And you could go all on any of my social feeds. I didn't say anything because I'm like, I'm gonna wait till something comes out, because I know something is gonna come out. Yuri, what are your thoughts on this?
I just hate that the parents is trying to gain money for out of the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, Then they have some. I keep hearing they have paperwork of the kid saying the N word to other kids.
Yep.
You
That's
know?
why they was bullying him.
But at the end of the day, the parent is the one that is turning this kid into getting bullied, because like you have pictures of him as a kid holding up the flag and another kid's holding up the Confederate flag. You know,
Right.
as a kid, I was 6 or 7, and I was talking to my coworkers. I told them today. Remember Dukes of Hazzard? They had the Confederate flag on there, and I used to love Dukes of Hazzard or whatever. And I was young; I didn't know no better. I'm in Louisiana with that Confederate flag on the side of the street, waving it. Oh wow! And I'm like, I didn't know. I'm 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? I watched Dukes of Hazzard. I played with the car. I didn't know that meant something. You know, till this white man drove down the street that knew my grandmother, and he said, "Your grandmother will beat your ass if she saw you out here.
Absolutely.
Give me that flag, and you take yourself in the house." And I learned from that, and I went in the house and I asked my grandma, "What is a Dukes of Hazzard flag?" And she told me, and I never rode that flag again.
Wow.
See that? That's
It's a learning experience.
it's a learn. Yeah.
I mean, and let's be honest. Keaton is only 11,
Right.
You know, so he's only doing what he's taught.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I'm not mad at this little boy. I'm not even mad at this little boy for saying the N-word, because his mother has been saying the N-word, saying, "No, that's what they're called." So then he says it, and all these black kids are like, "Wait, hold on, what are you talking about? I ain't this." And then they go in and and bully him basically. Like, I mean, I'm just recanting what everybody else said.
Yeah.
It's basically just, long story short, it's the mother's fault.
Right.
At the end of the day, she was out here. She's lying. Let's be honest with the situation. She's lying, and she's trying to get that money, like you said, get them to give her that money back. Long story short, I mean, it's a sad situation to see, because that kid was hurt, and it seemed like it just happened recently. Like, I mean, it was just this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I know it's a couple days, but I'm saying like it doesn't seem like he was being bullied that long. It just happened like the 2 days or whatever.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
And so it seemed like the black kids didn't even really care about him that way until he said the N-word, and it was like, well, let's go in.
It opened up a can of worms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is GoFundMe froze their account? They can't take the money. Is that what
They
happened?
can't touch the money.
Shout out GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Because
It's frozen.
that's dope.
Yeah, so it's 58,000 on hold, just sitting there.
Hey.
So I don't know what is gonna what the stipulations are at this point, but it's just on hold. They might end up giving
Refund
everybody
it.
their
Yeah,
money
refund
back.
it. Hey, that's what they get.
Well, I'm about to get bullied and get paid on this month.
That's what I'm saying.
See, that seems like the come up of 2017.
And just on his point, just to put an exclamation point on it, racism and bigotry and all these things are taught, if they're like, especially if they're coming from kids. They come from homes.
Yeah.
I've been in situations as a kid where I didn't know, and a kid made a racist remark. I went to their house. The first thing the parents said was, looked at their kid and said, "What I tell you about saying that outside."
Wow.
And this is my. I'm like,
Wow.
what? Like, I was
You don't
like,
say it at all.
Yeah, I was like 7, and my mom looked at me and said, "You're never playing with this person again." Wow. And walked away. So just know, it is taught. It is not. It's not a thing a kid just comes out the blue. You are built. I mean, you are built with love and compassion as a kid.
Yeah, you definitely are.
Yeah, and I think it can be unlearned too. So especially at a young age.
Absolutely. He learned.
Oh yeah.
He gonna unlearn. Like.
Hopefully he does.
Hopefully, yeah. And then I'm sure you guys heard about Senator Doug Jones defeating Roy Moore in Alabama in the U.S. Senate race.
By 0.8%, right? Yeah, we missed adult. I'm sorry, we missed kid. What's the proper term for that? What was he doing? He was
molesting.
We missed molestation. We missed molestation by 0.8%, guys.
Yeah.
We
So
should
he
be
won.
proud as Americans.
He took the race with 49.9% of the votes. But what's so funny was that Roy Moore rode in to the voting poll on his horse.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
I seen
Did you
it,
see that? He rode in on his horse. and that caused some controversy. And then his spokesman, Ted Crockett, was also on a show on CNN, and that stirred up some controversy. I do have the video.
These are the same people that support Confederate flags.
And after you see this video, you'll understand why people are so excited and so happy that, other than the molestation allegations, that Roy Moore did not win. But check out this video.
Judge Moore has also said that he doesn't think a Muslim member of Congress should be allowed to be in Congress. Why? Under what provision of the Constitution?
Because you have to swear on the Bible. When you are before, I had to do it. I'm an elected official, 3 terms. I had to swear on the Bible. You have to swear on the Bible to be an elected official in the United States of America. He alleges that a Muslim cannot do that ethically, swearing on the Bible.
You don't actually have to swear on a Christian Bible. You can swear on anything, really. I don't know if you knew that. You can swear on a Jewish Bible.
Oh, no, I swore on the Bible. I've done it 3 times.
I'm sure you have. I'm sure you've picked a Bible, but the law is not that you have to swear on a Christian Bible. That is not the law. You don't know that? All right, Ted Crockett with
I don't know. I know that Donald Trump did it when we made him president.
Because he's Christian and he picked it. That's what he wanted to. That's what he wanted to swear in on. Ted Crockett with the More campaign. Good luck tonight. Thank you so much for being here. My panel will react when we get back.
Merry Christmas, Jay.
Thank you, sir.
Got him.
That blink was like, what do I say to this?
So he was so stupid that he didn't know that he said that Rob Moore allegedly says that he has to, like, so you literally in your statement you're saying that it could be like you don't have to do it, like you don't know, like he's literally said it in the statement, and he said Rob Moore allegedly says you have to swear on a Christian Bible. So I'm like, oh, you already just killed your own argument right there.
Right.
Like, Jesus, false religion. Like what makes people this is what makes that just makes it like what gives you the right to call something a false religion?
Yeah, so I think it's safe to say that everyone is happy that
Point A,
Doug Jones won.
We can
and
shout
actually,
out to black women.
Side note, the voting polls showed that 90% of black women in Alabama actually voted for Jones. So Black girl magic. They made it happen. We definitely.
If only those 90% of black women got out and voted every 4 years, we'd be
97%. I know would be pretty powerful. But that's pretty much what happened with that last story. And we'll just play like a minute or so of this video. But there's a homeless man that was in Spain who built a secret studio apartment underneath a freeway underpass or overpass, excuse me. I mean, it's just so detailed. It's amazing that this guy does not have a job as like an architect, but it was just amazing. So I want you guys to see this video, and then we'll come back and close out with you, Yuri, and give everybody your information. Was that not amazing?
That's crazy.
Now, I don't know where he got the materials from to build all this, but he figured it out. And I don't know, and let me just disclaimer, I don't know if this man is truly homeless or he just doesn't want to spend money on mortgage or rent. But at any rate, it's smart as hell and pretty creative. So did you have something?
That says dope.
Oh, okay. All right, Yuri. So thank you so much for joining us here on the Scoop.
You're doing an amazing thing.
I love the work that you're doing in the community. Keep it up. I'd love to see people be able to give back and donate to your cause. So how can people reach out to you to donate if they want to?
I have a legit GoFundMe. It's not a scam or nothing like that. I send snapshots of the receipts if you want to see the materials and stuff that I get. But Instagram is A Future Superhero. Twitter is Go That Away. And Facebook is Omar Williams. And it has this Cancer Y logo on it. Nice. And the GoFundMe, I'll post that back up. But this Saturday we'll be out during I call it a blessing tour. I don't know what it is. My mind wanders at night, and I thought about hitting L.A., San Pedro, Long Beach, and Orange County. All four of those cities, they are like big cities for a homeless epidemic right now. So we're going to go out carloads of people and bless people about a couple of Christmas trees tonight, and we're going to decorate them and give them to the people because let them enjoy Christmas too, you know?
Yeah. So, create those memories.
Right.
It's nice for people that have kids too that may not have the opportunity to do that otherwise. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, guys.
And you gave out your social media handles already. All right, you guys, you want to give out yours before we close?
You got the show.
You can go on Instagram at Mr. J White, Mr. J-A-Y White. Facebook Jeremiah White, and Twitter is _ Mr. J White _.
All right, Neesin.
Stay Fly Life is why Stay Fly Life is my IG, and YRF Music is the Twitter, and just go and listen to me on Spotify and then help a starving artist live.
All right, you guys, and you can always contact us at thescooponair@gmail.com. You can also reach out via Instagram at thescooponair, and then my personal Instagram is Ms. Ashley Marie. But I do want to thank you all for tuning in. Until next week, ciao. Oh, bless you, Neesin.
Bless you.